He's in his car right now. Matt Ryan, the elusive Matt Ryan, deceptively quick, the second greatest running quarterback in Falcons history. Matt Ryan, who joins us on the program. Matt, thanks for joining us. How did you feel about last night's performance?
You know what? It was a good win for us, particularly the way it happened. I think, for our defense, stepping up, getting a stop at the end of the game, correcting some of what has gone on early in the year for us to get that right was good. So hopefully it can springboard us and we can play a really good second half of the season.
Is your voice hoarse from last night?
It's a little bit hoarse, a little bit of yelling, a little bit of just being on the field. I typically lose my voice typically the day after a game.
Have you ever lost it before a game?
No, thank God. That would be a problem if we did.
But also, you don't have to yell as loud because there's no fans.
It is kind of nice going on the road. Typically it'd be a lot worse than this. But going on the road with minimum fans now makes it a little bit easier for the communication, the cadence, that kind of stuff. That part of it has actually been good.
How would you describe your touchdown run last night?
I liked it. I think that was the longest touchdown run I've had in my career. So for sure, the best touchdown I've had.
Yeah, I was wondering if you're a 1,000-yard rusher, and you blew past that a long time ago. You got 1,300 yards.
I was going to say, I'm closing in on 2,000 now. I'm on the 2,000-yard rusher here.
Do you remember when Brady celebrated when he said, I'm a 1,000-yard rusher in my career?
Yeah, he took a little longer to get there than I did, so I feel pretty good about my accomplishment.
How would you recap the first 8 weeks?
It's been wild. It really has. I've been, trying to scratch my head because I don't feel like we're 2-6, and I feel like we've been in every game that we've played. We've had some crazy losses, and that's kind of the silver lining in it too. What I tell the guys is that, we're right there. We've been in every game we've played. There's no reason we can't be in every game we're going to play the rest of the year and see what happens.
I thought you guys were a borderline playoff team, plus the extra playoff spot. I thought you guys just had way too much talent, and you guys have found creative ways to lose games. Like, how much do you take upon yourself, with these fourth quarter leads that you guys have blown? I think Bears, Lions, and, of course, the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's I think any competitor takes it on themselves. You look at, what you could have done differently to ensure the outcome. And, it's tough because I feel like there's been a lot of positives. I really do. I feel like we've done a lot of really good things and just had some really strange ways to lose games. And it's disappointing because we could very easily have 3 or 4 more wins. And, we don't. So we've just got to find a way to get really hot here in the second half.
Yeah, and if you have 3 more wins, then all of a sudden it's different at the trade deadline. People have talked about, do they move you? Do they move Julio Jones? Is everybody available at the trade deadline? And I don't know if that's still the case. Like, how do you process that when you hear it or read it?
Yeah, I've never been in this situation before in my career, where your name is being tossed around. But, I just know that if you're concerned with that, it takes away from you being prepared to play last night. And so I've always tried to, stay narrow focused and focus on, the opponent that we're playing that week and just dive into that game plan. But I want to be here. There's no doubt about that. I've been here my entire career. I love this organization, and Mr. Blank and everybody have been incredible to me during my time here. So, I really want to get this thing turned around and find a way to get a championship here in Atlanta.
And just so you know, in case any of this information or whatever is said on radio or TV got back to you, I said if they ever moved you, that I thought the 49ers would be the ideal place so you could reunite with Kyle Shanahan. So I'm just saying that was just a gut feeling. If the Falcons would happen to do that, that's where I thought you were going to end up. So I didn't have any information, obviously. I just thought that might be a nice landing spot for you.
Well, I don't know. How
you don't have to. No, I don't want to get you in trouble or add a quote to it or anything, because this was just an opinion I had when I was told 3 weeks ago, hey, will they look at trading Julio or you? And then I just, started to look at locations, and I thought maybe that would be the place if it happened. So I think they would be. We were talking about this yesterday. Like, people forget how great Julio Jones is.
There's no doubt. I mean, he played incredible last night, but I think he just tied Randy Moss for 125-yard plus games that he had last night. He's unbelievable. There's no doubt about it. And he's such a soft-spoken, quiet guy. He doesn't create a lot of issues, so you don't hear a ton about him, but his production is through the roof. And people in the game know he's the best there is. And historically, he's one of the best of all time.
Plus, you got the emergence of Calvin Ridley, who I was getting the feeling he might have been neck and neck there with Julio, or maybe looking at being the number one receiver there with the Falcons.
For sure. He's definitely, he's a bona fide number one in this league. He just happens to play opposite one of the all-time greats. And so hopefully he's going to be healthy for us. He got nicked up a little bit last night. Hopefully he's going to be fine as we move forward. But he's a guy who's definitely breaking through, and I think he's going to be a great player for a long time in this league.
All right, since you won last night, I can now look back on the game against the Lions, and we have audio of you telling Todd, don't score.
I mean, that's a tough position. I don't think he was trying to. I think just his pad level was low. I mean, he definitely wasn't trying to. His pad level was low. It's just a tough spot. And funny things happen sometimes in sports. And that was definitely a tough way to win. But Todd's an amazing teammate. He played awesome for us last night. And, I've really enjoyed having him here this year.
Yeah, not many guys get credit for a game-losing touchdown, but that's a new stat, I think, that we have. It's a game-losing touchdown.
Yeah, I don't like those.
But I didn't.
Those aren't good.
But explain something to me. You said, don't score, get the first. But you already it was first and goal from the 10. So I didn't know, what was I missing there? That you said, don't score, get the first.
Well, I think I didn't see much of it, but chronologically how they splice those things isn't necessarily always, just accurate. So, I mean, that might have been from a down and distance before. I'm not really sure of the exact audio, but definitely, just a disappointing way to lose last couple of weeks, but, nice to right the ship last night.
If your kids come home and say they want to dress up as Patrick Mahomes for Halloween,
get out.
What if they say Tom Brady?
Get out.
Any other quarterback? How about, is there any player they could dress up that wouldn't be on the Falcons you'd be okay with?
No, just trust me. Those two, Patrick Mahomes we're all fans of him. There's no doubt. So I love both those guys. They're both amazing players. But our boys need to know where their loyalty lies.
Did you ever dress up as an athlete for Halloween?
I was Eric Lindros one year. Growing up in Philadelphia, I had Eric Lindros on rollerblades. That was a pretty good costume for me.
Didn't he have a strange number? Wasn't he like 77 or 87, something like that? He had a really high number.
I think he was 88. I think he might have been 88.
88. Yeah. Hey, it's always great to talk to you. Certainly, it's a little better after a win, but thanks for joining us as always, Matt.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate you, man.
All right, that's Matt Ryan, Falcons quarterback. Big win last night and a running touchdown there as well.